600.
Okay. Welcome to another episode of Here I Stand.
And we're still standing.
We're
Imagine
still
that.
standing. We made it to another episode.
Yeah, and we are welcoming a new friend to the couch.
I'm excited to be here.
Miss Samantha Lee. Welcome, welcome,
Confessions.
welcome.
Welcome,
we
everybody.
here.
I'm excited to be on the couch today.
Yes.
Yeah, let's get into it.
So what we're talking about on this episode?
Friendship.
Friendship.
Friendships are important.
Friendships are important.
Yes, they are.
And so I want to start off like, okay, does your friendship circle get smaller as you get older? What do we think about that?
For me, it has. For me, it's gotten. I don't have as many people. I'm a kind of person that like I don't have a lot of people that I confide in. I have like people people that I know I can trust. But as I've gotten older and older, like when I was young, I wanted as many friends as possible. Now that I'm older, like I have just few set people that I can trust and
That's
I talk
the way
to.
it should be.
I don't do a whole lot of.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
You know, I think I misuse the word. I use it
lot
too
of us
loosely. You know what I mean? I just like
Yeah.
my friend. And they really aren't your friend.
No.
They're your friend out of convenience, or if they're trying to, get, I don't know what they're trying. You know, I think people want to be close to you as long as they think it's beneficial to them.
Yeah, I was actually just talking to her about
Yep.
this. Is that in my experiences, especially with a lot of things that have happened in the last few years in my life, a lot of transitions I've made, I've learned the difference between attached and assigned. So a lot of people may be attached to you. And so based upon what benefits them in that moment or in that time of their life, they attach themselves to you. But the people that are assigned to you, no matter what happens in your
Rain,
life,
sleet, or
no
snow.
matter what storms come your way,
Yep.
they there. And so I've learned a very hard lesson, a painful, heartbreaking lesson on who is actually meant to just be for a season and somebody that's assigned to me, that's
right.
there, that's gonna rock with me no matter what happens.
That's right.
So yeah, attach and assign.
You know, it's funny. So that reason, season, or lifetime thing, right?
Yep.
Right? Because sometimes, even if it is just a season, it's a reason.
That's right.
Right? And so that person may be
True.
meant to take you
Facts.
to the next part of your journey.
Facts.
Yeah.
In my situation, that's exactly what I feel like it was.
Yeah.
It was just, they were there for that. God had put them in my life for that reason, like to bring something out of me. That's
Well,
what
I'll
that
tell
was.
you this. When I was in my relationship, when I was, in my most popular relationship, the friends were totally different. The whole scope of what the friendscape looked like was different because everybody wanted to be your friend. Everybody wanted to invite you to everything. They wanted you to be in their party, their baby shower, bar mitzvah. I mean, you name it, they wanted you there. I think when you go through a separation or a breakup,
Sure.
you lose friends.
You
'Cause
do?
People,
Ooh, girl,
people
you
choose
ain't
sides.
lying.
People choose sides because they feel like that.
Yes.
Instead of just being neutral, but like, nah, she cool. She ain't did nothing to me. We good. She good people. They have to choose a side, and they're gonna choose the person's side that they think is most beneficial.
That's right.
But they don't know that person wouldn't piss on them if they was on fire on the corner.
Hello. Speak it. It's
that
the
person
truth.
wouldn't
It's
lend them a
facts.
piece of spit if they needed it.
That's
okay?
true.
Yeah, friends change. Like as soon as I broke up with that person, friends felt like they needed to choose a side.
Sure.
And it didn't matter that I had done nothing to them.
Right.
It didn't matter. They just chose whatever side that they thought was best. Or whatever narrative had been painted, they kind of went with that. I'm like, dang, you were never my friend this whole time. I'm up here thinking we done broke bread together. You done
That's
spent the
right.
night at my house. I done lent
That's
you
right.
money. I done gave you furniture.
Yeah.
And you done chose another side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. I think that was probably one of the most painful parts of my divorce. Was like finding out who people really were, and that the people that I was treating, like going back to what I was saying before, attached and assigned, people that I was treating as assigned were just attached, and that was like. When I remember one time I found out about a friendship that I thought was like legit day one, like we gonna be friends forever. I remember the day I found out that was not that person. And I already felt like my world, I mean, when you go through a separation or a divorce or anything like that, like it's already so hard. So when you start finding
like a
out
death,
people,
Erica.
it really is.
People think like, okay, you broke up with a person and you're just supposed to move on because
No,
they moved on.
mourn the
So why haven't you
situation.
moved on? They'd be like, because I'm different than that person, obviously.
And to your point about the death, it's mourning. Like
Yeah.
you go through the whole death.
And guess
job.
what? Let me tell you why it's worse. I think it's worse than a death. And you know why? Because a death, you saw the dirt go on
final.
the person. It's final. You just think about them at night, look at their pictures. This person's walking around breathing and living and traveling and, you know, smiling with the next person. And you're happy for them, but that doesn't mean that some things don't hurt.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And then
and
also when I would
You know
think-
what we have to clarify? Every time we talk about a relationship, that's another thing. It is assumed that it's about the popular ex that they know of.
No.
I dated a couple more people than that person.
Right.
and everything is
right.
not about that. We were just talking about that earlier today
Right.
too.
I've
but what I
dated
was gonna
since,
say-
listen, I have dated and been in love since my
Well,
ex-husband.
you've also been
Right.
married a couple
And I've been married
twice.
before that husband, but I'm saying I've dated and really cared about someone since him. It just the public didn't know about it. So every time I speak about a relationship, they automatically think I'm talking about him.
Absolutely.
Right,
So,
and this
no.
is just relationships in general.
This is
Right.
in general. This is very
Right,
in general.
right.
But I'm just saying that when you break up with a person, I don't care if it's a boyfriend, husband,
That's right. I was going to
fiance,
say any relationship.
any
you're gonna
relationship,
deal with that.
it's hard. And especially when you got to see them walking around and thriving or getting a new job or moving to a new place. You're like,
The other
just
thing I was
living.
going to ask you,
You
ladies,
ain't
as married, experienced married women,
Sure.
you know, when you take a covenant and decide to be one with this person on a spiritual level, right? You've dialed into being one with this person, and all of a sudden
Forever.
you have to deliberately separate yourself.
and sometimes it
That's
wasn't
a
your choice.
lot, right? That's a lot to process mentally,
Yes,
right?
it's. I mean, and that's why friendship, the aspect of friendships, is so key. Because, like, in that time, it's already so hard. You're already dealing with so much, so many different changes. And when I look about my friendships over the course of my life, I think the most painful breakups of friendships were during the time of my divorce. Because that separation, divorce period, that was like, like I said, it was hard. It was a hard thing for me to see, like, how that happened. And of course, people had their reasons for doing what they did and everything like that, but it didn't change my experience. And then when you talk about covenant and you talk about things like that, like, and to your point, not everybody chooses that. You know, even the person that may have chosen to leave the relationship, it's like, I didn't
That's
want.
not what you wanted.
No, you never want that.
You don't
never
marry
want
or
that.
date somebody wanting to break up.
Yeah, like I never said I do, thinking I was one day
Nah,
gonna say
don't.
I don't. Like I
Right.
never thought, I never wanted that.
No, because
Like,
you was a gold digger, girl.
no, girl. It said somebody I could throw some water at. Jesus.
I don't want it.
Girl, I'm so Lord, keep going.
God. That make you so damn. But you know what? When they say gold digger,
Don't
do you
even
know
get me
how?
started
Okay,
on
first
this.
of all,
Go for it.
Okay, first of all, I should be entitled to a stimulus for the. You entitled to compensation for me.
Jesus.
If you were married to, you're entitled to compensation. You deserve stimulus
In
money.
perpetuity.
In perpetuity. Anything that you get, you definitely earned and some with goddamn interest. That's one. Two, it's rude to the guy because you're saying that this person is not worthy of dating or marrying if they weren't rich.
Yes.
You dissing the person. You saying you a gold digger because you like such and such.
That's the
Wait,
only reason why-
here's my
How the
thing,
hell
though.
you a gold digger?
Go,
I
go,
like
go.
him. He
But
fine just like you.
If I was, why would I leave?
That part.
If I
Why would I
why
leave?
would I
When you just
decide-
deal with it and just shut up.
That's what everybody else do.
Be a
If
Stepford
I'm married
wife.
for a lifestyle, why would I leave lifestyle, work for
You
a job
turn
to
the
make
other
ends
cheek,
meet?
watch
That don't
your
make no
bills.
sense.
4 jobs to make
Yeah,
ends
you
meet,
making
right?
ends meet. You working. You trying to build something up. If I wanted to stay, I would have
You would
stayed.
just be quiet and stay.
That exactly what people want to call me. But that's what bothers me. It's like. You know, no, I fell in love with him. I was hurt because of how things happen too.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not, no one wants to go through a divorce. No one wants to go through a separation. Nobody wants those things. Sometimes situations in life will bring you to those things, and it is painful when you start to understand the reveal of not only the person that you were with and said I do to.
You
but the
don't
people
meet them.
surrounding
Wait, I will
them.
say this. I will say this, and this is about all
And that.
relationships. You don't meet your partner until it's over. And I say,
Jesus, be offense,
you,
God.
yeah, you don't meet them.
Let me.
You don't meet them until you don't spill
I
water.
spilled water on myself.
Oh Lord,
Lord,
don't
I'm
peel yourself
sorry,
in
I'm
here.
sorry, I'm sorry.
You don't meet them until then,
Jesus,
because that's
be
when you know who they really are.
That's right.
How they treat you
Fangs come
after.
out.
That's
That's
what
right.
it's the truth. Because guess what? If you once loved a person, if you decided to procreate with a person,
right.
if this person was the best thing since sliced bread, and you was jumping on couches and ready to fight people and ready to deny the whole world about a person,
Yep.
and that's any relationship, why are they the devil and Lucifer today?
When it separates, right?
Yeah, because you don't, so like, you still should be a person that they love. You still should be a person that they care about and are concerned about and want to see do well.
That's right.
They don't turn into the devil because y'all relationship didn't work because you kept putting the toilet up.
What do they say?
Or
You
she
div-
left her hair,
What do
her
they say? You
weed was
divorce
on the
people,
counter.
not family.
And that's. And
You said what?
You divorce people, not family. And so if you guys were truly family, even in a divorce,
That's
you're going to have
still-
some peace around it to me.
I think my pastor says this, and I really rock with this statement. And y'all, we have gone so far left. I apologize.
I know. We were talking about friendships and
That's all right.
relationships.
I love it.
Me too.
But to me, my pastor says this: you know whether somebody loved you or loved your yes when you decide to do something for you that's in your best interest that does no longer benefit them. You start to understand whether somebody loved you or loved your yes, or whatever mission you were connected to. When you start going off rogue, off the course, and you start making decisions for you and your best interest,
Yeah.
and how that person responds to you doing those things, that right there is valuable data.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
What
You start to
Beyonce say?
understand people.
The first time I say no, it's like I never said yes.
Oh, she
Right?
said that.
Yes, on her
Oh,
first album.
One thing about
I
her-
said yes to your mama.
She,
and yes,
she needs to
can
be
say
in
yes.
publishing or something, because that one knows all the catalogs of
lyrics.
the world.
But she said the first time I said no, it's like I never said
Never
yes.
said yes. Never said yes. And I like in any relationship, I have gotten to different places in relationship. We can talk about that later. But even with my friendships, it's like now I look at how you move, like just like attaching a sign. If you're somebody, and let's talk about that.
I love
you know,
that. Get back to
how
that.
how do you determine some red flags in the relationships or the friendships that you're in? Like, what are some friendship red flags? We talk about relationship red flags all day. Y'all can go to my page for that.
Okay.
But like friendship red
Friendship
flags.
red flags to me are when your friend acts different with you. Okay, they're in your face and they're cool.
Sure.
But then when they get around their other friends, they don't have that same integrity and that same energy that they have. So
Yep.
I don't know. You know how friends will act funny around another friend? I don't
Sure.
know. It's hard to explain. But they're cool when they're with you. Then when their other friend comes, they kind of start acting shady with you. So they're really not your friend, right?
Yes,
right?
I agree
So
with that. I agree with
you're
that.
just convenient, or you just fill a void, or you just somebody good to go eat with, or what.
Yeah,
You
but
got some cool music
You
on
know
your
what?
playlist.
And for me, I was saying to Sam earlier. So I have like a group of friends that I've been friends with since I was like 14. So they're almost like siblings
Those are
to
your
me,
sisters.
right? They're my sisters, and there's 5 of them. One of them is actually my sister. So our friend dynamic is different when we're together.
Sure.
And so they have external friends as well. And so
Right.
when they come to the group, sometimes that energy shifts. So there's that big.
that can be weird.
But that's not the same thing as what you're talking about. You know, you're talking about now all of a sudden the equity, like the value of the friendship is different.
Like I
'cause
had
somebody
one
else is
friend.
around.
I'm just gonna give you an example. I had a friend. I watched her go through different career changes. Like she was doing one job, then she moved to another state. She was doing another job, and then when she got to the same city that we both lived in, I was like helping her to find a place and all this, whatever, helping her get set up and jockeying for her to find a new job. Like talking to people like, yo, my friend's coming and they do this, this, and this, and she's good at that. When they got to town and they landed that said job,
Wow.
they ain't have time for me.
Crickets.
Wow.
Oh, they didn't have time for me. They didn't have time to invite me to anything. They had events. Oh, these are work-related events. What do you mean? I can't believe you're asking me about these events. I'm like, I told you about the job for the event. Like,
Yeah.
I'm part of the reason
Yeah.
why, you know. So then when the friend came,
Atlanta.
she came to California.
Oh, okay.
So when the friend finally moved to the city that I lived in,
Sure.
she just changed. Because when she got there, she began to social climb. So I became too small for what she needed. She needed to be friends with people, C-suite friends and other executives, and she needed to align herself with this person and that person. And I found herself befriending like all the quote unquote who's who of the town. She wanted to be with the in crowd, and so she would do events or plan trips, girls trips, and have all these girls. I'm like, these are new. You just met them tomorrow. You ain't even met them. These are girls she met tomorrow. And
goodness,
she.
that's so hurtful.
Yeah, it was hurtful because I'm like,
hurtful.
I was the one praying for you when you went through your health scares. And I'm the one that was praying for you to get this job. And I don't know. You know what I also think we do as women? We give men more chances than we will give a friend. We'll kick a friend to the curb over
In
the
a New
smallest.
York minute.
See, I've always been reversed.
Me too.
Your
I've been
friend
reversed
can
with
freaking
it.
not want to pay the gratuity, and you be like,
No.
I'm
but
not
then
messing
your
with her no
man
more.
don't
I
have
go
no
all-
grace for you, and you.
I see with men, I don't have no grace for men, which I got to work on. I'm talking to the Lord about it.
Okay.
That caveat. But friendships, I'll give you everything, and I think that's why I'm like now so suspicious.
Yeah.
Because like for me, I've had friends, very similar situations. I've been in literally the same shoes as you, and when that person started to kind of establish themselves where we were, or the city that we were in,
Right.
that person started becoming more and more distant, and that was so hurtful to me. Like it was like, what did I do? What did I say? Like I didn't know if it was
texting
me.
that.
Like
I was doing the same thing. I was texting her. I was just like, did something happen?
And
like,
she just wasn't giving you the feedback.
No.
Because that's the other thing. Like, close the circle. If there's an issue, let's have a conversation
let's be
about
grown
it.
about it. We grown. Like that's my whole thing.
I got another friend. I only fell out with 2 friends in the past 20, well, except for the one that did some other stuff. But I fell out with 3 friends in my past 20 years, I'd say. Like, seriously. And the other friend is mad at me over a guy that ain't even her man. Like, some guy that I met out. We were together when we met those guys at that little hood spot. Pips.
Yes, I remember that.
When we met, it was like a whole group of them.
Yep,
and
yep,
I
yep.
met one, and she apparently liked him and found out that I met him. But she never told me that they met. It's so stupid. This sounds like
very
I'm
juvenile.
Aren't we talking elementary?
At least junior high.
But
at
see,
least
women
junior high.
go back in years when we start dealing with men.
It's
like we
very
be
true.
reverting back to high school
To
and stuff
elementary, it sounds like.
like that. It's like my
Yeah.
thing is with men. I've never really. I had a friend. And it's interesting because I had a friend. It was a similar situation. She had a birthday party. Blah 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 blah. Guy was there. I kind of knew that she was interested in that guy, but I didn't know him. I never met him before. But he ended up expressing interest in me. And so when we started talking, I was like, "Are you good with this?
Yeah.
Let me tell you what it is. You know, he's saying this. I'm interested in exploring
And
this."
she's like, yeah, it's fine.
She said it's fine.
But it wasn't
was
fine.
pissed.
But
She was pissed inside.
I think she didn't communicate that to me, but like it didn't overall the way that she handled it well. Because what ended up happening was later on she was like, I just don't think that he's good for you because of X, Y, and Z. And
because
Why
he
you
would be
say
good
that
for
from the
her.
beginning?
well, you know, I guess so. But
There's that part.
But he, you know, at the end of the day, I think she got to know him a little bit more because they knew each other in different capacity. I don't think he was a good fit for me. So it didn't end up like it didn't go anywhere.
But let me stop you for a sec. But how is her approval of the person you're engaging infecting your friendship? Like that don't have nothing to do with her. She can sleep well at night, whether she thinks he's good for you or not. That's nothing to do with you guys' friendship.
Yeah, I can see. I see what you're saying, but I think that in that situation, I looked at it like I value my friendship so much more. So if there was any type of feeling, any type of anything, I respected it and
Here's the
moved.
bottom
Yeah,
damn line.
good for you.
If
That's
he ain't
fantastic.
one of your top starting 6,
Nah, he-
I always tell you, in
You
life.
ain't say starting 6.
Okay,
So 6 need to be on your team,
No.
sis?
Let me
She gotta start at 6, y'all.
No, let me tell you where the 6 come from. No.
I need to get me a start at 6. What am I not doing?
That sounds like my strategy at
No,
20.
I
This
need
is I
that.
like it.
No,
I like
hear what
starting
I'm
six.
saying.
For
No,
it.
here's
At
what I
20,
mean
that
by
was it.
starting 6. Meaning, I've been married twice.
Okay.
Yep.
That's 2.
Sure.
Those are people I care about. Those are people that I have procreated with.
Absolutely.
I mean, 6 in your life.
In your life,
Yeah.
you're saying.
No, not
yes.
6 at well, I wish I ain't got 2 or 3.
I thought
need-
because I always say people you should date multiple people
Yes.
at one
No,
time.
I
I thought you
know.
were talking
man,
about-
I don't-
Unless
but
we
surface
have an
dating.
understanding.
that's
Yes,
a cute
okay, yes.
theory.
Yes.
That'll be happening though. We can't find 3.
Can't find 3 more or less 6, right?
No. So, but no, I'm talking
hear
about
that.
starting 6 in life. Like,
Yes.
Obviously, I am not signing off on too many friends of mine talking to any of my ex-husbands.
That's
right?
right.
Oh,
That's
absolutely
right. That's
not.
right.
Yeah, I'm not
Oh, I
saying-
see what you're
That's
saying.
what she's
So I
saying.
Like
mean-
significant
Yeah,
relationships.
real significant.
Understood.
6. That's
Okay.
important.
Correct.
Because you can't go by just, because here's the thing.
Okay.
The circle is smaller than we think.
Absolutely.
We
Yes.
are of a certain age. So between the ages of 30 and say 60, let's
Okay.
just say if we're going to make it that wide.
Yeah, let's
Okay,
make it
I ain't going to talk to my 30. So let's say between the ages of 30 and 60. I
Okay.
mean 40 and 60. That's a 20-year gap.
Sure.
That make over a certain amount of money. That's over a certain height. The circle
circle
is
gets
smaller and
smaller.
smaller. That's like a half a percentile. It's like we're talking about 300 men at this point in this world.
It got to be more than 300, dear God.
Ain't no dang.
Please
God.
let it be more than
No,
300.
I'm talking about. Well, for me, a
Viable,
black.
I know what you mean.
We're just talking about African American.
I know, but
handsome,
please don't say 300. That makes me sad.
educated. And
Yes.
I'm not saying they have to have a college degree educated. I mean educated, well spoken.
Yes.
Not in prison.
Yes.
Not on crack.
Yes.
Not on crack.
Not on
rock.
a drug.
Right.
Okay.
Can't be on a
Right.
drug.
Uh-huh.
Has a job or has a career.
Yes.
Has a bank account.
Yes. Basically, I see what you're saying. The nucleus is going to get smaller
It
and
gets
smaller
smaller
for
and
the core
smaller
requisites,
because
yes.
there's only so many to choose from. And guess how many women there are? We
Yes.
we are double.
Sure.
I can't even say the word. I can't even talk today. But you know what I'm saying? We outnumber the men
Yes.
3 or 4 times, right?
Right.
Yes.
So you're going to run into some of the same people.
Right.
Yeah.
So if it's not one of the 6 that I love, like my loves from like high school, my high school favorite boyfriend or whatever, or my husband's,
Yeah.
or my boyfriend after my husband, you know what I mean? Like I don't even got 6. I probably got like 4.
Right.
No, I got a special one. You know I got a favorite.
I
Okay.
I know.
I got a favorite. I got a favorite.
Okay, go ahead, keep going.
But anyway, he's not one of my husband's. anything.
I
So
know it.
all I'm saying is, if it's not one of the starting
Starting lineup.
lineup,
Yeah.
you're gonna overlap and meet people.
I get what you're
And you
saying.
have to
I
grow
totally
up
get
about
it.
it. You got to be mature, and then you just come to me and say, "Man, I'm really interested in blah blah blah. You know, I think Mike is really cool."
And that's why I will prefer us just being real. Like
Name's
if you're
not Mike.
really into it, because I don't have, in my mind, I don't have scarcity mindset.
There's
That's
no-
right. There's no
scarcity mindset.
No, yeah, I don't have scarcity mindset. So if you want to, cool. I'll exit myself out. I'm not
Exactly.
tripping. Like,
You know, it's funny
okay.
because the girlfriends I was telling you guys about, like they're my core group, they're beautiful girls, and we were younger. They were, you know, hot to trot, right?
hot to handle.
Hot to handle,
on, let's
girl.
go,
Too
let's go,
cold to
let's go.
hold. But so,
Ooh, I like
that's
that.
that's a Bobby Brown lyric.
But still, somebody need to write that down.
Too hot
you said
to handle,
too hot to handle.
too cold to hold.
Oh, I like that. Oh, I need to put that in my Instagram bio, boy. I'm stealing that.
Yes, absolutely.
Ooh, I like that.
Courtesy of Babyface.
Okay.
So we always, men were confused.
Sure.
We would start out and a guy would literally want to date one of us, but by
Right.
the end of the night in a group setting, they might have gravitated to the other one.
Right.
And so it's like, it's all fair game. It's
Yeah.
like, unless somebody's like, no, I really like him, girl. Or he really liked me. Like, girl, go ahead, date that man. It is what it is.
But then you
But you
have
gotta be
friends that aren't
honest.
always like that. You know what I'm saying? They're
Yeah.
not as secure with themselves to
But
be
guess
open
what?
to that.
That's
you know?
right.
Guess what?
What?
Your friend is like your sister.
Your sister.
Absolutely.
That's your goddamn
right.
dog. Like
It
if you don't
don't
cut it
matter.
out, that's your dog. You don't fall out over no dude.
That's right.
But
No.
you really fall out because you're really mad deep down inside.
That's the
you're
point.
really a hater.
You're
for
really a
real.
hater.
You're really mad. It ain't my fault. It ain't my fault. Did I
See,
do that?
my
It ain't
thing
my-
is,
okay.
I'm never gonna because of my experiences in life. Like, if a friend feels that strongly, I'm gonna fall back. I don't
Yeah, but then you
care
gotta say
enough.
something. Say something.
Yeah, say it.
Right, but that's
though.
what I'm saying. But you
Yeah,
don't
like my
deserve
friend just
to
stopped
be
talking to me
attacked.
over a dude, and I didn't even know.
Right,
and
that's
then,
not
and
fair to
then
you.
take it a step further. She runs into another dude I used to talk to, one of my 6 actually. She ran into him somewhere.
And did she know he was a top 6?
she know
She
I
knew.
love this person. I love him. He's my
Yeah.
friend. Now,
Yeah.
He's not my six, as in I'm gonna marry this
I
guy.
know what you're saying. I
But
know
he's
what
a
you're
man
saying.
that I love.
care
He's
deeply
my
for.
friend. I care deeply for him. He looks out for me. He's my homeboy.
Sure.
We homies now. Like we're not even a couple or anything like that.
Sure.
But she ran into him and told him like, yeah, she tried to talk to some guy. Why would you tell him that? Like, come on, you being a hater at this point in your life.
Yeah.
Can't be a hater all your life.
That is a red
That
flag.
is- it
That's
is
for
a
sure.
red flag. It's
Yeah.
true.
And go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say I had a similar experience with a friend that I confided in, and we had this is an adult friend, so
Right.
because I'm very big on who I let in my inner circle.
Yeah.
Tamika knows I'm
Absolutely.
very private. I don't let a whole bunch of people in my
Right,
space.
right.
And I let this woman in, and literally out of nowhere, she flipped a switch on me and was like non-responsive. I have not spoken to her.
Oh.
Nothing. And I'm like, where did this come from?
That
And never.
happened with the friend I was talking about that
We
relocated.
never settled or resolved anything. And to me, it's like, it's hurtful because it's like you let this person in. I care deeply for them still. And I have no idea what I did wrong.
And that's
I don't have
hate
no
that.
idea what this friend.
I
This
hate
friend
that.
did not want me in the room. So okay, wait. There's this too. There are things that people will invite you to, because, okay, they'll invite you to things that they know don't matter, right? At the county fair, if they got tickets to the county fair, you want to come to the county fair, you want to get dusty all day, you want to be at the fair, they'll invite you. But if it's the governor's ball, where you have to do black tie and it's really exclusive and something really nice, they ain't inviting you to that. Why? Because some women don't want other women
Stealing their shine.
still in their shine. Still, they don't
Yeah.
want them to take it up. They already got to deal with women that they can't control. They're not about to invite you into the room. Whereas I'm different. I want the baddest, cutest.
Hello.
Come hang with me.
But you know,
Absolutely.
that's the thing about.
I want you. I want to be like, you see my friends? My friends is
Right.
all bad.
And
Period. Everybody
psychologically-
bad. Everybody's successful.
And that's the whole thing. Like psychologically, I think a lot of women, we're competitive by nature because we have to compete in a lot of different ways.
horrible.
You know what I'm saying? So if us being women tend to compete. What we want the guy that everybody wants. We want it's just one of those things that we have innately.
Yeah.
And a lot of times with maturity and security, we're able to die down or dumb down those innate urges to want to do those things. So when I deal with women and I see how competitive they are, for me, it gets a little weird. Like I get suspicious about you. What are your motivations? What do you really want from me?
Yeah.
And then I've dealt with women that it becomes a competition where I'm like,
Why is it a competition?
you know,
Who got time for that?
I've
I
never
want my
been
friends to be
competitive.
cute. I want them to have on
Right.
all the lip gloss. I want their curls popping. In fact, my friends get mad. I be like, fix your edges.
That's
Like,
right.
I'm the person like trying to fix you up. Like,
I'm
girl,
gonna fix your crown
tuck
every
your-
time.
fix
Because
your
it's almost like you're
crown.
representative of me. I'm like,
Yes.
yes, get it, girl,
Right.
get it.
And I
Yes.
brag on my friends. My friend's an attorney. Oh, she's a therapist.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's a top marketer. I can't even introduce you guys by names. I be talking about what you do. I be like, she is bad. She is a top lawyer.
That's right.
That's how I talk about my
Right.
friends. I'm
Right.
not
My
a damn
friends'
hater.
parents call us the
Right.
Mutual Admiration Society because we're always like, no, you, girl, no, you.
But that's the way we should be.
That's right.
Our world pits us against each other. Why
The
create that
world.
type of competition within our own circle of
Oh,
friends?
my
You know what I'm
God.
saying? I can't stand that.
They
And
want
so-
your life secretly.
But you
Well,
also said it's a scarcity mindset. So when you operate from a space of there's enough and there's more to
Sure,
come,
sure.
you don't even have that spirit.
Yeah.
But a lot of women feel like it's not enough and I have to be the only one. Or,
Yeah, I got to be the baddest one of all my friends. I got to be the only one that's doing this, that, and the third. And I would when I come into different places and I meet women that are successful and accomplished and they bad and they
I
got
love
it
it.
together. I'm like,
Oh.
I want to hang out with you. I
Yes.
love that. My friends, y'all, like we talked about, it's gotten smaller.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and God has already said in my spirit, like, God is going to bring more friends,
That's
like,
right.
in my
Sure.
circle. Like, I really believe that in this season of my life, like, he's kind of separated me from old friendships. I haven't really, not as close as we used to be. And so I know that there's other female friends that he's bringing in that make sense for where I'm at
We're
in
your
life.
your
now.
friends.
life. That's right.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
And so like, but that
I love
believe
having
that.
a young, and so we need a young gun on our team.
We sure do. We need
We need a young.
perspective.
Come on, tell us what the young girls. Because one thing about her, she gets the men together.
Right.
She checks them out. Like, nah, he didn't call back. That's it.
That's
Well,
it.
boom, canceled. Yeah,
Yep.
we
I
love
I
it.
have to. I mean, I
Good.
got to work on it. That's something I'm praying
No,
for.
I think we need to work on what you got.
I was
We're
like,
trying
no,
to
No,
work
I gotta
on
get a
it.
little bit more. You
Keep
got
your
a little bit more.
foot on
Yes.
the necks.
That's what I and then I say that.
Keep your
I
foot
say that all
on
the
their
time.
neck.
Keep
Keep
your
the
foot-
foot on the neck. I
Yeah.
think women should stay like I've always said that. Stay bad. You know, keep your hair together. Keep your
yourself
body
together,
together. Keep
please.
your keep all of your everything up. I always believe that. No matter what you're going through, no matter if you have child,
right.
I don't care.
married, I'm always gonna be bad.
Yes.
I don't
Right.
care what you got going on.
That's right.
You don't
That's how it
have to
gotta be.
look like what you've been through.
No.
That's
And
right.
I remember during the pandemic, I had a saying. I told people, get dressed anyway.
Get dressed
I said, get dressed anyway. I used to get dressed every day and be standing up in my house taking selfies like, hey,
Listen,
ain't been nowhere. But
white bras and faux pas.
yeah, white bras.
Get the
and
book. White
yeah.
bras and faux
Oh,
pas.
yeah. It tells you style tips and things to do and things
get
not to
dressed
do.
anyway.
Get dressed anyway. You
love
have
that.
to. I don't care how bad you're feeling because if you look good, you feel good.
That's right.
And at least that's a start. Yeah, I mean,
No,
you're
I
not going to
agree.
feel completely good, of course.
100%.
But if you try to pull yourself together and you look in the mirror and you say, all right, I might could live to see another day. I might could make it.
Now, let me ask you guys a question in the spirit of this kind of friendship journey. How does that take, so in knowing all this new information about how people move, how do you discern in business? How do you navigate business relationships and developing those relationships that could bleed into your personal life and become friends? Are you apprehensive? How do you?
It's a fine line with that for me because that's why I have a hard time with assistants and people to help me and admin people because when I try to become friends with them when we're hanging out and we're doing stuff together, then the line gets blurry.
Familiarity breeds contempt.
It does. And then they start kind of looking at your life and they're looking like, well, I don't feel like going to get the damn bottle of water. You know, they looking at, and you're like, dang, well, that was your job in the first place.
Right.
And then they look at you, oh, she's a diva. I'm like, well, I hired you to do it. I'm not a diva. I'm really just asking you to do what I'm paying you to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's really tricky when when your coworkers become your friends and you're hanging out, the lines get so blurred. Then when you go back into work mode, then they're like, who are you talking to like that? I'm just telling you what I need done.
Right.
So it's really, really hard. I have a hard time with it. So I try to keep it separate, but I love the people I hire too. So it's kind of, and I want to empower them and I want to show them the ropes. Some of them are younger. So I'm like, I want to show you tips,
Right.
on how to do, I don't know, whatever, style tips and life tips and hacks. Because I know a million life hacks. I've lived a really big life.
That's right.
You know what I mean? I've had children. I've been married twice. I've lost a child. I lost my mom. Wow. Like I have a lot of experience in a lot of areas.
Yeah.
Most unfortunate, but to my credit, I you can't take away from it.
Right.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
I guess you got to be the friend that you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to overtalk you.
No, you're fine.
But you got to be the friend that
wanna
you want to
have.
have.
That's right.
I think, in all of that, how do we create forgiveness? Because people always say forgiveness is not for the other person, it's for ourselves. And so in those friendships that may have dissolved or betrayed, how do we create forgiveness?
It depends on the crime.
It
right?
depends on the infraction.
So if you stop speaking to me over a guy that I didn't know that you dated, that didn't know he dated you either, and who has a woman, for real, I'll forgive you because you weak and you going through something, like, right? But now if you did a boundary, like you kind of messed around with one of my top 6, off with your head, bitch. I'm playing. You dead to me, okay?
Cancel.
Cancel.
Jeez. Okay.
Cancel.
I get that.
Rockabye, baby.
I love
Yeah.
it. For me, I've sort of really gotten into detachment in general,
good.
and just understanding that people are assigned and all of the other things, right? Or associated, or what was it, assigned?
Attached
and assigned, and I'm detached. So when you come, you come. When you go, I accept it, and I can forgive you, but not deal with you.
Yeah.
I'm not good at that.
And so I'm good on canceling with no animosity.
Can you ice somebody, just like not tell them?
When I tell you,
I have
not
to say
tell
it.
them. No, we have
I
a
gotta
full-on
say it.
conversation, but I will block you. I'll never speak to you again.
Done.
And wish you all the best. And be
100%.
so fine.
Yep.
Like you never existed.
Die slow pimp.
Yeah. So I agree.
That's slow pimp.
I agree.
I said die
She
slow
said
pimp.
Die slow pimp.
Oh my God. These one-liners are killing me. Let me answer the question.
Die slow pimp.
So
Die slow pimp.
I believe in forgiveness. I believe that God forgives we are forgiven with the same measure that we forgive others. That's biblical. So for me, I forgive. But to your point, I can love somebody from the balcony.
That's right.
I don't want nothing bad. You know, I want you to be able to eat. I don't want you to miss
Yeah.
a meal. I don't want nothing bad or wish you any ill will. But you can't sit at my table.
Rub my
right.
arm, rub it off so you can forgive. I need that. I need help. Help
Yeah,
me.
because I'm that's how I feel.
soft.
Like
These are-
I
yeah,
just if I
soft.
see somebody, if I see
That's that
somebody,
lack of forgiveness right there. That's that soft.
there
That's
you
that
go.
lotion.
That's that lotion right there.
I like
But
that, though.
it helps free me to say, you know what, I pardon, because forgiveness is pardoning the offense. Like, you don't have to do the time for the crime that you committed, but I know now that I gave you a certain level of access
That you
and
no longer have.
You were not responsible with that
That's
access.
right.
So you no longer being responsible with access, I have to now limit your access to me.
That's
And
right.
that means that I can be like, listen, you a good person. I think you dope, whatever. But we
Y'all
can't
are good. Because let me
we
tell you
can't
this.
convene
I hurt
here.
bad when I break up with my friends.
I do
Because I
too.
love them. You know, the friend I'm talking, one of
Yeah.
them, I was hurt for like a year. Like she was an ex-boyfriend. I was walking around like, I don't even know what I did to her.
It's tough.
I was
I feel the
hurt
same
because I
way.
loved her. Like she
Yes.
went through a health scare. I was sending her recipes and you gotta drink some ginger, girl. Like I really am that friend.
Yeah.
So when I break up with my friends, I'd be sad. Like I'd be
Yeah.
really, really hurt because I love them. I love
Yeah.
hard. I
Me
love
too.
really, really hard. So,
Unfortunately, it's like I do too. I'm the same, very similar.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's like I've had to learn
Yes.
boundaries. Like if somebody
have to.
now
My
I have
cutoff
to now
game
I
ain't
can
good.
love you, and I always said this. I can love you and leave you.
And love you and leave you.
I can love
Exactly.
you all. I could be crying all night, like, oh my goodness, I
You
can't believe I
good.
let
Y'all
it go.
good.
But I know in my mind, I'm like, I'm not gonna dial the number. I ain't gonna talk to that
You
person. Like I
good.
know I
I'm
need
terrible.
to distance.
I'd be like, let me just tell you one more thing.
we gonna have to work on that. We gonna
Yes.
pray on your
Y'all,
spirit,
y'all,
y'all.
please
Don't
help
pray
me,
on it.
fix me.
We gonna pray
Because
on
I
that.
love hard and long.
Me too.
I
Yeah, me
love
too.
you. a
Absolutely.
long
And
way.
I
I
If
can still
love
love you, but I know I can't give you that same level of access. You've hurt me.
And I'm incredibly
Yeah.
loyal. So when I get to the point where I'm separated from you,
Oh, yeah.
you have done everything you could
You
possibly
did.
do.
You
to
had
get
to.
separate. It's time to separate.
Time
You
to go.
did.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right, well, and it's time for us to go too, right?
It is. I think we done
Another
overtalked
one.
y'all. It's
We did
another
it.
one.
We
But
did
thank
it.
you,
We do.
Sam. We're
We
so
do it.
happy to have you. This
I
has
know.
been great.
I've had fun.
Hey,
Let's see what else we
friend.
can talk about.
Hey,
We can talk about
girl.
some more stuff for her. She
Yes,
knows.
yes,
She knows.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in to Here I Stand. And I'll stand.
Oh, there you go.
That's 100.